My girlfriend laughed on her podcast. My boyfriend is important. Let's talk about why men are so fragile. 55,000 people heard it. I just commented, interesting episode. 2 days later, her sponsor pulled outdoor. On the third day, she received a legal notice. Let's talk about how fragile lies can be. That's where my medical records and their single truth restored everything she built. Hey legend, if you are new to the channel, subscribe to my channel and support me. Thank you. I am Alex 30 and until 3 weeks ago I thought I was in a healthy relationship with someone I trusted completely. Her name was Maya and she was everything I thought I wanted. Ambitious, funny, confident. We had been together for 2 years, living in separate apartments, but spending most nights together. She ran a moderately successful podcast called Real Talk with Maya, where she discussed relationship, feminism, and social issues. I supported it. Here I was proud of her. I worked in financial consulting, which means long hours and a lot of stress. About 8 months ago, I started having some performance issues in the bedroom. Not every time, but enough that it worried me. I did what any responsible adult would do. I went to my doctor. We ran tests. Turned out I had a hormonal imbalance caused by a combination of stress and thyroid condition that had gone undiagnosed. Nothing permanent, totally treatable, but it required medication and lifestyle change. I told Maya everything. She seemed understanding, supportive even. She would hold my hand and say things like, "It's okay. We'll get through this together." I should have known something was wrong when she started asking weirdly specific questions about my condition. So like, how long will this last? Is it actually medical or could it be psychological? Have you ever heard this with other partners at that time? I thought she was just trying to understand. I was an idiot. Last Tuesday, I was working from home, finishing a client report with my headphones on. My phone kept buzzing with notifications, texts from friends, colleagues, even my young sisters, all saying the same thing. Dude, do you hear Mia podcast or are you okay? Just listen to her episode. I pulled up her podcast. The episode was titled Fragile Masculinity. When your man can't perform, my stomach dropped before I even pressed play. Her voice came through, cheerful and animated. So guys, let's talk about something real today. My boyfriend, yes, my boyfriend, has been dealing with impotence for months now. And honestly, the way a man handles sexual dysfunction says everything about toxic masculinity and fragile egos. She kept going for 43 minutes. She told 55,000 subscribers about our private medical situation. She made jokes. She psychologized me. She said things like he gets so defensive when I try to talk about it, which was a complete lie. We would had exactly two conversations about it both times I initiated. She implied I was refusing to deal with emotional issues. She even hinted that maybe I was not attracted to her anymore, which was insane considering I would literally shown her my medical paperwork. The comment section was flooded. Thousands of people discussing my body, my manhood, my relationship. Some were supportive of her honesty, others were calling her out, but not enough. I sat there staring at my laptop screen, feeling like I would been gutted. This woman I loved, who I would been vulnerable with, had taken my private medical condition and turned it into content for clicks, for engagement, for her brand. I did not call her, I did not text. I opened her podcast comment section and left exactly one comment for my personal account, which she knew I had. Interesting opposite, that's it. 2 hours update 1. Maya called me 17 times that first day. I ignored every single one. She showed up at my apartment that evening, banging on the door. "Alex, open up. Let me explain." I opened the door but did not let her in. She looked panicked. Masara smiled. "Baby, I did not think you would actually listen to it. You did not think your boyfriend would listen to an episode where you publicly humiliate him." I kept my voice flat, calm. I was not going to give her the emotional reaction she could later spill into another episode about male fragility. It was not like that. I was trying to start an important conversation about my medical records, about my thyroid condition, about the medication I'm taking. All things I told in confidence. She grabbed my arm. "You are being dramatic. It's not like I used your real name. You said my boyfriend. You will be post picture of us together. You will be mentioned my job before on the podcast. Everyone knows exactly who you are talking about." I pulled my arm away. "Did you even consider that this could affect my career, my reputation?" "Oh my god, see, this is exactly what I was talking about. You are making this about your ego instead of having a real conversation. Get out, Alex. Get out of my apartment, Maya." She left crying, which I'm sure made me the villain in her mind. I closed the door and sat on my couch, hand shaking, not from anger, from the realization that the person I trusted most had seen my vulnerability as an opportunity. I did not sleep that night. Instead, I did something I should have done months ago. I called my lawyer. His name is Richard, an old family friend who specializes in defamation and privacy law. I explained everything: the medical condition, her podcast, the fact that she disclosed private health information without my consent. Do you have proof she knew this was confidential medical information? He asked. I showed her my doctor's paperwork. We discussed my treatment plan. She knew everything and she disclosed it publicly. Connecting it to you specifically, she said my boyfriend and we are public dating relationship is all over her social media. There was a pause. Alex, this is actually pretty clear cut. She violated your privacy, potentially committed defamation. Depending on what else she said, and if this affects your career, we might have grounds for additional damage. Want me to draft the cases and desist? I want more than that. I said I want a legal notice. I want her to understand that action have consequences. Update 2. The next day, I went to work like nothing happened, but my phone kept exploding. The postcard episode had gone cerebral. Not massive, but enough. My subscriber count actually increased. She gained 3,000 new followers overnight. She was tweeting about the backlash and men who can't handle honesty. That's when the first sponsor pulled out. My podcast was sponsored by the companies, a mattress company, a therapy app, and a subscription box services. The mattress company was fast. They posted on Twitter, "We ended our partnership with Real Talk with Maya, effective immediately. We don't support content that violates personal privacy or trust." I did not do anything. I did not contact them. I did not organize some campaign. I literally just posted interesting episode and let her own actions speak for themselves. But apparently I wasn't the only one who felt violated. Her comment section had turned into a battlefield. People were pointing out that regardless of the important conversation she claimed to be starting, she would share someone's private medical information without consent. Other podcasts started weighing in. A few relationship therapists have made response videos talking about consent and boundaries in relationships. The therapy app dropped her next, which was almost poetic. Their statement was professional. Our brand is built on trust and confidentiality. We can't partner with content that contradicts these values. By day 2, she would lost 2 sponsors. Her remaining sponsor, the subscription box, went radio silent. Maya called me hysterical. Are you happy now? Are you happy? You will be ruined everything I built. I posted 2 words, Maya. 2 words. You did this to yourself. You turned people against me. You made me look like the bad guy when I was just trying to what? Maintain my medical condition. Turn my private health crisis into your content calendar. It wasn't like that. Then what was it like? Explain it to me, because 55,000 people heard you laughed while discussing my impotence. She had no answer, just sobbing. I'm losing everything, Alex. My sponsor, my reputation, welcome to the club. I hang up. Every 3 days, Richard called me at 8 a.m. Legal notice is ready. We are sending it today, but Alex, I have to ask, are you sure you want to do this? Once we send this, there's no going back. She will probably go public about it. Send it. The notice was 12 pages. It detailed every violation, breach of privacy, defamation, potential rape, adjacent violations since she discussed my medical treatment, emotional distress, and reputational damage. We were not asking for a specific dollar amount yet. This was a warning shot, but it made clear that if she did not issue a public apology, remove the episode, and cease all discussion of me and my private medical information, we would file a lawsuit. We also included something Richard suggested: a copy of my actual medical records, not the private details. Those were redacted, but enough to show that yes, I had a diagnosed medical condition. Yes, I was under doctor's care. Yes, this is real, documented, and tradable. The records proved that her fragile masculinity needs was actually about a legitimate health issues. Maya received the notice at 2 p.m. By 2:30, she would call me 9 times. By 3 p.m., she would post it on Twitter. Just receivable legal threats from my ex for discussing relationship issues on my podcast. This is what happens when men can't handle being held accountable. The response was not, "I trusted bullying for information. I learned that someone's public persona." The feminist, the ally, the person who talks about empathy and understanding means nothing if they can't practice those values in private. The weirdest part, my podcast episode is still circulating in screenshot and clips, even though she deleted it. The internet never forgets. People still message me sometimes asking if I am that guy. I usually just ignore it, but every now and then when someone brings it up, I do think about that content. Comment I left. Interesting episode. The words that changed everything, not because they were powerful or clever, but because they were calm. They did not give her the emotional reaction she wanted. The angry boyfriend she could point to as proof of fragile masculinity. They just existed. A simple acknowledgement that I would hear what she said and I would respond on my terms, not hers. Turns out the opposite of love is not hate. It's a boundaries. It is one. If people have asked need to burn. No one want to talk or work with someone who works just for content. She moved back to her hometown, apparently staying with her parents while she figured things out. Mutual friends say she still insists she did nothing wrong. My medical condition is improving. The treatment is working. My doctors say I should be completely back to normal within a few moments. Turns out when you remove massive stress from your life, like a toxic partner who broadcasts your private information, your body heals faster. Who knew? My career is fine, better than fine, actually. I feel a few colleagues reached out privately to offer support, and I think the way I handled everything calmly legally without public drama actually earned me respect. There's something to be said for not engaging with chores. The legal case is ongoing. Richard says we are likely so settled out of court. Maya doesn't have much money now that her sponsors are gone. But the principle matters. We are pushing for formal acknowledgement of wrongdoing, compensation for emotional distress and reputational damage, not to destroy her, just to ensure they understand that actions have consequences. As for me, I'm dating again, taking it slow, being more careful about who I trust with vulnerable information. I learned that someone's public persona, that feminist and the ally, the person who talks about empathy and understanding means nothing if they can't practice those values in private. The webcast part of my podcast episode is still circulating in screenshot in clips. Even though she deleted it, the internet never forgets. People still message me sometimes asking if I'm that guy. I usually just ignore it, but every now or the often when someone brings it up, I do think about the comment I left. Interesting episode. Two words that change everything, not because they were powerful or clever, but because they were calm. They did not give her the emotional reaction she wanted. The angry boyfriend she could point to as proof of fragile masculinity. They just existed. A simple acknowledgement that I would hear what she did and I would respond on my terms, not hers. Turns out the opposite of love is not hate. Its boundaries. It is one. A few people have asked if I regret the legal action. I don't. Some bridge need to burn. It is two. For those asking about my health, I am doing well. Turns out removing toxic people from our life is great for your thyroid. It is three. Yes, I kept a screenshot of everything. Always protect yourself.